Hello there, everybody, and welcome to Miahs Miraculous Goo shop. The newest shop in the shopping district and the greatest. We sell the best item of all time, my goo. That's right. Located right next to my dark oak wood shop is Miahs Miraculous Goo shop, and this is where I sell all my wonderful goo, and for only 1 diamond per stack of my goo. I have been hard at work out at the base, producing as much goo as I can, and I'm storing it here in a giant metal pot. As you can see, I've got so much goo, it's just filling this hole. If we take a look around the back and enter the rear, we can see this pot is full of my goo. There's so much goo, that's why it's pouring out into the hole. You may be asking yourself, what does my goo do? Well, isn't it obvious? If you take some of my goo and kind of cup it into your hand like so, you can see all my other goo that I've spread around. Here we have 2 goos that you couldn't see before, but since I got my goo in my hand, I can see all my wonderful goo. The one with the 3 is at max light level 3, while the one with the 1 is at lowest light level 1. And over here we got a medium 2. And if you picked up what I said light level. These are lights, but they're hidden lights. You can place these all around, light up an area without having torch spam all over the place. And then all you gotta do is clean the goo from your hand, and in just a second, you'll lose sight of all my goo, like it's not even there. As you can see, I've been doing a little bit of mining here. I got bored one night and I took down a massive obsidian pillar. No big deal. And there was some other time that I was bored that I went over and I dug a giant hole for Hypno Joe at his Fallout themed base. Check it out. He's doing some great things over there. This hole's gonna be for a giant vertical elevator. It's gonna be so cool. I've been hard at work around the base without having any real big projects or plans at the moment. It's been just kind of coming up with decorations, finding out what is this animal kingdom theme gonna look like, and I've come a good ways. I've built a lot of little test things that I've then torn down because I didn't like the look, and I've managed to fill up a lot of the area fairly nicely, I would say. It's really starting to feel like home, and I wanted to show everybody. So let's go take a stroll through what the Animal Kingdom base is looking like now. And if you didn't see what it looked like before, make sure you check out that video right there so you can see what it looked like. Now there's no big build time lapse or anything today. This is all stuff that was slowly built after I would stare at my base for sometimes hours at a time thinking what should go in this little place. If we head on down past the wool farm, we can see we've got this nice new wheat farm here, producing tons of wheat, and it gets turned into hay bales all on its own. This is your standard villager pod wheat farm, and this little guy right here taking a nap for the night runs this place during the day. Behind the wheat farm, we have our lion enclosure, and the peacocks love to hang out in there. Kind of annoying, honestly, but the lions don't seem to mind, so they get to hang out. This is my own personal lion pen. Once the zoo is up and running, they're gonna have a massive area to run around in. But these guys are always gonna be here as my little pets. And let's travel up this way above the lions in their nice little enclosure and take a look at this little enclosure. We've got turtles here. This is where I breed my turtles and get turtle eggs, and they couldn't be happier. They got a little bitty paradise here, and they're totally safe from monsters. If we travel along this way, we can see the front of the mansion looking good, but down here, this is the start of my pathway out. The main entrance, you can say, and it's still very early stages, not a whole lot of decoration yet, but the zoo's gonna be out there. And this is gonna be kind of like my house's runway portal to the zoo. If we take a bit of a wider look, we can see the staircase in its glory. We got those cool fire sconce things down below. And you can see this isn't your normal staircase. It's got a weird shape. You know I like to make weird designs. I don't like making your standard designs at all, so I thought this would be kind of cool. And it's still getting tuned in. There's still gonna be a lot of decoration added to the area, but I think it started off on the right path. These are bamboo thatch blocks and trapdoors and slabs and then some flowers. These are my hedges that I'm going to use all over the place this season. I really love the look. You can make some nice depth and texture with these. There is something really cool that I wanted to highlight and hopefully get everybody using. Vanilla Tweaks has added some great things in the past that really look amazing, and I'll have a link to Vanilla Tweaks in the description below. You can make your own resource packs there where you just kind of put whatever you want together, leave out what you don't want. Super easy, super fun, and super customizable. One of the new things they've added are moss carpet overhang things. If you see right here, look at these moss carpets on this wall. They overhang and just add such an amazing decorative look. And this is such a versatile block now. You can literally put these things on anything and they improve the look. Even if it's something that doesn't fit quite right, it's still pretty cool. I mean, just look at that. The moss growing over the sides is absolute perfection. I want Mojang to make these a thing. This is how the moss carpet should have always been. I don't see how I'm ever gonna be able to use moss carpets again unless they have this side texture. This is a must. Now back up on the main plateau of the base. Before we check out the house itself, let's head on over here in the back and we can see we've got some other things being housed. We've got sniffers over here. They've got a section where they dig up all their ancient seeds. And then over here, we've got snails. And these are really cool snails. You can dye them whatever color, they're easy to breed, and you can even turn one into Gary. Check it out. How cool is that? I caught a zebra, and it's got a cool saddle. So this little dude hangs out here in front. If we head on over here, this is kind of like the main entrance rope path. And if we head on down it, we take a look, there's these branching paths, and over here you can get to the map, and look at that. This place is really coming along. Continuing down the path, you'll see we have the main front courtyard. I've got this cool statue and a little bit of a fountain pond thing. If you want, you can come over here, hang out on this bench. Super chill. You may notice there's a lot of paths that go under the house itself. This massive deck is supported by a lot of support, but I do grow a few things down here, like my black apples. And over here, I've got some crops growing, which turns out peacocks just hate crops. They seek them out and destroy them. So if you got peacocks, keep them away from your crops. Not much has changed in the front of the base, but a lot has changed around the deck. This area still needs a lot of decoration, but you can see the hedges are now kind of wrapping around. They wrap around the whole deck wherever fitting, and there's even this cool little side path you could take to exit my base area on the side down here. And there's a lot of cool little hidden details all around, but I'm not going to show you them all right now. And heading back, we can see the other side entrance right here. There's not a lot on this side, so it's more of a plateau to come. Step out on my little plateau-y thing and just look out over the land. And here's what that looks like from an outside view. Looking pretty good. Continuing along, we're in the back of the deck now, and you remember this totem area. Well, if you look out here, you can see I've got a nice pond added. Look at this thing. The vibe on this pond. This is serene. Serene as can be. That's why I have my picnics here. We've got all sorts of cool little creatures hanging out in this pond, and I mean, come on. Have you seen a better pond? Anyway, enough of me loving my work. Let's head back into the base. Let's come inside through our storage area. We can see the throne room now. Look at this throne. Love this thing. Let's take a little spin around it. Yeah. This is where it's at for the animal kingdom. The vibe in here is immaculate. And coming over into this room here, we've now got a smelting area. We've got just basic smelting here, nothing special. But we've also got a 32 furnace super smelter here, which is honestly not that great. I made the design so that it works really well, but we put the smeltables in that chest there, and it takes a while for them to get down to the smelter itself. If we look down below, let's go through the ground and we can see here it is. And we've got a nice little automation system so we can turn it all on and off from above. But like I said, it's a little slow. No big deal though, it works for me. Let's head up the stairs. The kitchen area is looking a little nicer, a little more detail added in. Rhino over there is a little crazy and he used to like to come up here, hop on this counter, and then get back into this area where he's then trapped and I have to tear apart a big part of my house to get him out of it, which sucked after having to do it a few times. So I put in a little more of like a shelf storage structure area here, and now he can't get back there anymore. This place is completely safe for him to have all the fun he wants. Look at this broom. When you come up the steps here, we've got my potion area. We got netherwort growing, and this is where I do all of my brewing. Coming out here, my goo section. This is where I like to sit and make all my goo. Anyway, my bedroom, it's changed a little bit. We've now got a cool little picture of my house here, and that's where my base is at so far. Things are really starting to feel like home out here now, and I'm soon gonna be starting on the massive zoo project. I've got an area kind of circled off out there for the zoo, and it is huge. Come on, Rhino. Anyway, he just wants to visit. He wants some attention.